So, wanted to talk today a little bit about my experience with investment properties. So, at one point, I owned 15 doors. I've got some commercial properties. I've got some residential properties. Obviously, a house I bought and then, sold on contract to my brother, and then bought my new house that I live in now. So, but a lot of these properties, we want to talk about how we found them. So, my partner and I, throughout the time we've worked together, we talked about different ways to find properties. So, one of the things we've done is literally door knock neighborhoods. So we door knock neighborhoods. A lot of realtors do that. They'll knock into the thing. They'll knock on doors, say, hey, are you interested in selling? They'll get listings that way. So that's one way they do it. The other thing he would mention as he's knocking on these doors is like, Mr. Customer, which one of your neighbors do you really not like? Point that house out. I'll go knock on that door and see if they want to sell. So that's one way to find investment properties and or flips or wholesales. Another way is to look at the notice of default list, right? So for a long time, obviously tons of equity, super, super low interest rates. There wasn't a lot of that. But now as we approach this new rate environment, we're starting to see a lot more things pop up, okay? So notice of defaults. So I would first and foremost go to the notice of default list for your county. Look in the local newspapers, whether it be citywide, countywide, or statewide, you can find those. In Utah, there's websites where you can go. It's called utahlegals.com. It'll show that. And then it'll give you the name of all the foreclosure attorneys. So Holiday, Watkins, and Mann and places like that, where you can go to their website, you can see when sheriff sales are. So what we'll often do is we'll get the names of those houses. We'll go knock on the door and say, look, I was like, we know you're in a bad way. We know you're going to sheriff sale. What have you done to resolve this? If their head's in the sand, which unfortunately a lot of people are, they haven't done anything. So oftentimes we'll offer them an alternative where we'll help get them out of the house, give them some cash to get them onto the next place because maybe they're too far into the process and can't save themselves from a notice of default. Also what that does, let's say they're 9 months past due and no matter what happens, they're not catching that up. Oftentimes we'll help them buy the house so they don't go to foreclosure because 9 months of late payments is not nearly as bad on credit as a foreclosure is. So we'll go find things that way. The other thing is to understand zoning. One thing that my business partners specialize in is understand reading zoning maps. For example, we know a commercial property is sitting near us where a bar's at. We didn't buy it for the bar, although it was kind of fun to run the bar for a minute and we sold the bar off, but we kept the land and the building. But what we bought it for is the zoning. We realized it's zoned for apartments. We could literally put up to 20 units, I think it was 19 units, on this property. So we did that so that we could get a gauge of what we're looking for. So we own multiple commercial properties because we look at zoning maps, we find out what the city wants to do there and see. The one I just mentioned that was the bar is literally a block away from an opportunity zone. So circling all the way back and unpacking this, if you're looking for investment properties, go to the notice of default lists, scrub the MLS. If you're an agent or a wholesaler and flipper like we are, you realize that a lot of agents don't do enough diligence when they look at zoning and look at their job to realize what they have. The smart ones do, and normally they snap it up. But we found a lot of properties because agents listed things incorrectly. They didn't understand zoning, or maybe they don't have a relationship. If you live in a city or around a city like we do, Ogden, Utah, for example, there's a lot of benefits. They want the growth. They're gentrifying everything. They want more people in. They want more businesses in. They want to expand. They want more mixed use, business on the bottom, condo on the top kind of thing. We know that, and we know a lot of people that know that. So we attack those things when we find them. Again, foreclosure attorneys. I guarantee if you Google foreclosure attorneys, you're going to see like Holiday, Watkins, and Mann and some of the other big ones. You can go to their website, look at the city and state, and you're going to see that. Those exist every single place in the country. No one's immune from foreclosure when they don't pay their bills. So, again, we'd love to share with you what we do. We've door knocked into listings. We've obviously noticed a default list. We get information from realtors. We put it out there to a lot of our friends. Hey, if you know people that are losing their house, let us see if we can help, okay? We do it all the time. We do our best to protect people and sometimes help them save their house where we can fix it where they can stay. That happens. Our goal is to always help people leave them in a better position than we found them. Maybe that's buying their house. Maybe that's taking their house and giving them an exit strategy without destroying their credit. We do it all. But that's kind of the key to investing. Don't take advantage of people. Help them out. Be a better human. Solve your problems. Make a lot of money. Talk to you soon.